Hello, welcome to another video from Far North Bushcraft and Survival. This is the video that quite a few of you have been waiting for. It's a video highlighting the modifications I made to my homemade baker's tent made from tarps. Let's get up here a little closer and check out the changes. See what you think. Okay, a little later I'll show you what this looks like with it had undergone about 4 or 5 inches of heavy wet snow, and as you can see it held up fine. That was actually the later clip of the snow was actually recorded before this. So, and as you can see, the taped seams, the whole tarp construction, tent construction held up great. Okay, first off, you can see I've got a little fire reflector there made from reflective casualty blankets, I think they're called. That was also on there in the last video, but you may not have noticed it. Alright, let's take a look at some other changes I've made. Okay, notice the ceiling here. I've got 2 of those casualty blankets taped together side by side, so that they stretch almost the full width. They're like 7 feet by 5 feet wide each. So with them taped together, they're a little less than 7 feet by 10 feet. Okay, so that'll not only help to reflect the fire heat and help keep it reflect it back into the living area, but it will also insulate. It'll be surprising how much that insulates, just adding a second layer. I don't know if I'll be able to show it in the video or not, but it creates a couple-inch gap between the 2 layers, generally speaking. Okay, here's another change that I made. Okay, as you recall, I had some clear, quote-unquote clear, plastic covering the front. And the plastic was so white it wasn't letting in much radiated heat. It was reflecting the radiated heat, wasn't allowing it to penetrate. Quite a few people, several people in the comments recommended clear shower curtain. Well, initially I was not very positive about the performance of that. I assumed that it was vinyl, same as most of the older shower curtains that I'm familiar with. Vinyl does not handle cold weather well. Well, I found out after doing a little bit of research that clear shower curtains are not made of vinyl. They're made of PEVA, P-E-V-A, polyethylene vinyl acetate. And that handles cold weather really well. That'll handle as cold weather as we'll ever experience. So let's pull this down and see what it looks like. As you can see, it's fairly clear. It's quite clear. So, with that, okay, let's talk about how I put that on. Okay, I just left the plastic sheeting on here as it was installed, you know, the white plastic. If I was to do it all over from scratch, I would use tarp material. I would use the leftover tarp to put on the outside here, around the perimeter of the shower curtain, of the PIVA plastic. Okay. Anyway, I just laid this clear shower curtain over on top of the plastic, and then I taped it on, and then I went on the inside and I cut it out, the white plastic, and then placed the tape on the inside, same as on the outside. There were magnets in here to help the shower curtain stick to a metal bathtub. I removed those magnets. There were also suction cups on it. I don't recall where they were. Probably right here. I cut them off. So basically the whole sheet is clear. All right, I have got a fire lay here ready to build up. I got a little carried away with this fire lay. I'm going to admit. I took the snow machine out in the woods and found a dead standing tree, cut it down, and then I realized how big it was. But I think it'll work okay. So let's go ahead and get that lit up, and we'll see just how much the modifications made and how much it helps this tent stay warm. Now, if you want to know how to build this tent, see the earlier tent video on how I constructed this tent from start to finish. And you'll see that video in the link right up here. It'll also be in a link below the video in the video description. It snowed about 5 inches last night. Hopefully you can see kind of how deep that is. It's about 5 inches or so. So let's see how the tent handled it. Now, there was no heat in the tent. I just set it up and left it. Now I purposely left the back guy lines loose here so that the back would sag down and provide a steeper angle to the roof, which would cause hopefully the snow to slide off better, which it did very well. Now on the front, I lowered the front down and tightened up the guy lines so that the snow would do the same thing on the front. And as you can probably see right here, it did that very well. The snow would pile up on this roof until at some certain point the weight would get to be too much and it would slide off, and so it worked very well. So the tent held up fantastic at about 5 inches of wet snow. It's about 28 degrees Fahrenheit. Hopefully you can see that okay. Alright, let's go inside, close it up, and see what kind of temperatures we experience inside. Okay, we're inside now and it's all closed up in here. We're looking out through the clear front cover at the fire. And see, we've got it all closed up along both sides there. Okay, while I was talking here, look at the temperature. It's up now to about 92 degrees. It's very hot in here. I took off my jacket, my hat, everything. So this is much more fire than what is required to heat it comfortably in here. So in conclusion, the tent worked very well. It heated excellent. You don't need as big a fire as I had. And, scoot the fire back a little ways if you need to. Build a smaller fire. Take down the reflector blanket, to adjust the heat however you need it. But keep in mind that this is a plastic tent, and that if it catches on fire, it can burn. Now, I have a knife on me all the time. If I have a problem with, if the tent ever does catch on fire, one slice and I'm outside. So if you use this with a campfire, keep that in mind and do so at your own risk. I see no reason why there should be a problem as long as you keep your fire at a suitable level. Don't build a big huge bonfire underneath there close to the tent. But if you use a fire with this tent, do so at your own risk. Okay, I thank you for joining me, and I'm glad I was able to share with you what I've learned from this experience, and I hope you have found it educational and learned from it. So we'll see you folks on the next video. You guys take care and have a good week. If you enjoyed this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and to share it, as well as subscribe so you don't miss any more. And check out these suggested videos here. Thank you.